everybody, or good afternoon, I guess, if that's where you are. Good evening as well. How many other ways can I say it? I don't know. My name is Katie Carson. I am the Duchess of Suds here at Royalty Soaps, and today I'm going to make over 300 wax melts. Why am I making so many wax melts? Well, I'll tell you. We do not currently offer wax melts at Royalty Soaps, but I got a bee in my bonnet to make a dark academia / Oxford autumn collection with wax. Like, I just really wanted to do it. I had full inspiration for all of the fragrances and all of the names of the melts. I designed all of the labels myself. It was just something I wanted to do, and you guys have been asking to see me do more just side projects of stuff I think is fun. So that's what I wanted to do. That is a lot of my autumn inspiration. I would say if you were going to sum it up with visual objects, it might be a stack of old books, a high wingback chair that's in like a green velvet or like a red leather, maybe pipe tobacco with some little pastries, rain outside of an arched window. Are you kind of getting the feeling here just a little bit? A place where somebody might write an incredible novel back in the old days. I wanted a collection of wax melts for that so that I could throw those fragrances into the air while I enjoy some autumnal reading. Now, these will probably be for sale in November and not October. Just fair warning. I know we're at the end of September right now, but I'm gonna let them sit and let all of those fragrances marinate in the wax so they're super strong by the time I bring them around to you guys. And if there's a lot of interest in this video, well, I don't know, maybe I'll make some more. This video is sponsored by Audible. Thanks, Audible. We'll talk a little bit more about them later. And without further ado, let's make our first batch. Wax melt number 1 of 6. Tea time treats. Now, I am currently filming during a thunderstorm, which I thought would be very cozy. It may turn out to be a very bad idea because the power might go off. So we'll just have to see. The first thing that I'm going to do is add some botanicals to all of my little wax melt containers here. I have some calendula petals from Soma Sundries, some violet flower sprinkles from Amazon, some blue cornflower petals from Brambleberry, and some pink cornflower petals also from Brambleberry. I didn't want this to be like a cookie or a cake from modern times. I wanted this to look like those Pinterest shortbread cookies where they take violets and rose petals and they decorate the top and then they cut them out and bake them and maybe some sanding sugar. It just looks very picnicky to me. It looks like it would be really pretty on antique china, so that's what I'm kind of going for with this particular batch. I'm also starting with this one because I don't have to color the wax, and realistically, I don't know how well this little like funnel letting just a little bit out into each jar thingy is going to work. I saw someone do it on TikTok a long time ago with wax melts and it looked really cool, but I don't know if I got the same thing they got, so we'll just have to see. Start by adding some cornflowers, and I'm just adding a little bit into each one. I fully expect my table to be very messy by the end of all this. I also fully expect some of these petals to rise up so that you can see them on the top of the wax melt and not just the bottom. The violets are so cute. I hope that you can actually kind of see them whenever I make the melts. I love calendula flowers. I think that they are so pretty, and Soma Sundries always has the most vibrant botanicals. If you're watching this video because you want to see someone make wax melts because you're interested in making wax melts, let me tell you, Nature's Garden has a very extensive wax melt library. They tell you how to make lots of different ones, and they have all the products necessary for you to do so. Candle Science is also an amazing resource. They have tons of tutorials as well, and they give you a lot of information about different wax types and additives. Have my final flower additive here, and you know what's really great is that using using this particular combination of flowers does red, blue, and yellow, and I think that looks so, so nice. I wish there was a purple I could use besides lavender, because lavender looks kind of blue. That's why I got the violets, but I feel like it's going to be kind of hard to see them because they kind of look blue too. I want like a dried flower that's like a lilac-y kind of purple color. My wax is completely melted, yet cool enough to add my fragrance oil. So today I'm using Very Vanilla by Candle Science. This is a very rich, buttery vanilla. It's perfect for using for some foodie type vanillas. There's like floral vanillas, food vanillas, woodsy vanillas either. This is almost like a vanilla donut. I'm going to do my best now to dispense some of the wax into this little container, which as you can see has a stopper at the end, and whenever you press the button it lifts the stopper out, and hopefully I'll be able to get a perfect pour every time. That's the hope. Okay, I just added a little bit in because I'm kind of nervous, but let's see how it goes. Oh wow! Oh, that's so cool. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, this is a game changer. Oh, wow. Oh, whoa. I almost have to be careful because it comes out so fast. I've done a full row. It wasn't the cleanest pours I've ever done, but I'm definitely getting better. And I think it's time to do a little satisfying compilation. What do you think? Everything is hardened up now, as you can see. Some of these I clearly poured better than others. I had a little accident right here, but I will just take a metal ruler and just kind of pop that off and clean it up. If it's on the other side, just do the same thing. Ta-da, good as new. Now, these look so, so good, exactly how I wanted them. So before I shut the lid, I'm going to add a little wax melt label. I got these little labels from Candle Science, but you can get them pretty much anywhere that sells candle supplies. Essentially, it's just safety instructions, and I'm gonna put mine, I don't know how everyone else does theirs, but I thought I'm gonna put mine right in here so people can read it. That way, it doesn't get in the way of the top label, but also it leaves the bottom to be viewed. So kind of the best of both worlds to put it just like that. Go ahead and shut them up here. Now I have not made or purchased the labels for these wax melts yet because I didn't know realistically how many I could make before the November soap release. I knew I would be pushing it for October, but for November, I thought I could probably get a decent amount of stock ready. And so it may behoove me to get them professionally printed. Typically, if a product is very reliant on the packaging, I will go ahead and pay for someone else to print it because the print job is far better than what I can do myself. And though it's a little more expensive, I feel like the customer gets so much better of a product. I've made quite a big mess with this first batch, but I know that the next one is going to be far less messy because there's no botanicals. In fact, almost all of them I think are going to be less messy. I did the messiest one first. Gonna go ahead and shut the lids on the last ones here. 25 done. Let's see how many more to go. I went ahead and laid out 30 more little containers, and for these wax melts, I'm going to use two different types of glitter. I have purple stardust and watermelon sugar, both from the Good Glitter. I'm using English Garden from Candle Science for the fragrance, and that is the name we will keep. We'll keep it called English Garden. And I also added in some brown and green candle dye to our wax. I added in the purple stardust already, so I'm going to go ahead ahead and add some of the watermelon sugar. I will probably also add a little of this to the tops as well. And the green I'm going for is not as dark as a forest green. I did add some brown in it just because I wanted to tone it down. I didn't want it to be like an emerald. So I would say it's kind of like a yellow toned spring green. So that should match very well with the glitters we're adding in. Okay, so it's significantly easier to pour a colored wax than it is a white one or a clear one, because I can see exactly how much to fill. Can't recommend that enough. I might should have put at least a little bit of brown in those pastry ones. Whoops! Well, I spoke too soon. Perhaps I'm talking too much. This truly is one of the most satisfying things I've ever done in a business aspect. Seeing these tiny little cubes just get filled up is so nice. I am also trying to break the fall down the center here, just so that I don't overload one part more than the other and make a mistake by letting too much wax in. I find that is helping me. Let's try it just by filling in wax like this. Yeah, that's way harder to gauge when I'm actually going to be full. And I do always try to keep in mind that this is wax, so erring on the side of generosity is the way to go. I try to do that with all of my products, but it's so easy to just add a little extra into candles and to wax melts. I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to fill 30 with the amount that I had. I really thought I had weighed that out right, but I think when you err again on the side of generosity, you end up putting a little more into those containers. Now look at this green after everything has sat. Now that looks a lot better, doesn't it? So we'll put on our little label here, and then this is what it looks like on the back. So exactly as I wanted. It looks like some little pretty flowers in an English garden. I will go ahead and go down all of these. Just put this on here. All right, and I will just move these out of the way, stack them all up in my box over here, and reset for the next one. And now a quick word from today's video sponsor, Audible. Audible is the best place to listen to whatever you are interested in. From best-selling audiobooks in every genre, to exclusive Audible originals, to popular podcasts, and more. I have been using Audible for many years now. I am currently listening to The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. It is quite a hefty listen. There's a lot of lore, a lot of legend, but I can tell you it is so much nicer for me personally to listen to it in my ears than it would be to read it on a page. New members can try Audible free for 30 days, and with the Audible app, you can listen literally anywhere while you're working out, while you're doing laundry, while you're cleaning the house, while you're traveling. And as an Audible member, you get to choose one title every month from their entire catalog to keep. Once again, new members can try Audible free for 30 days. So visit audible.com/royaltysoaps or text royalty soaps to 500-500. It is on the screen now for your convenience. Once again, royaltysoaps.com/audible or text royalty soaps to 500-500. I will have a clickable link down in the description box below to make things even easier for you guys. Thank you so much to Audible for sponsoring today's video, and let's make some more wax melts. For this next set of wax melts, I have actually updated the little wax melt warning labels. I made them black this time, which I feel is just a little more autumnal and on theme. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 or 2 drops of orange candle dye to my melted wax. And I'm going to add some Fall Vibes glitter into the bottom of every container. So this is from the Good Glitter. It is biodegradable, eco-friendly, plastic-free glitter, of course. And then we're going to be using the best pumpkin fragrance I have ever run into. It is Pumpkin Souffle from Candle Science. Now, Pumpkin Souffle from Candle Science smells almost identical to the pumpkin souffle from Brambleberry and sweet pumpkin spice from Wholesale Supplies Plus. So if you're shopping at one of the other suppliers, maybe you have an order with them, if you get one of those fragrances, you're gonna get something very similar to this one. But the Candle Science one, in my opinion, is the most potent. The next wax melt is black cardamom and cream, and this smells so good. It kind of has like a bit of a warm coconut smell to it. I will add the fragrance notes on the screen. It's very upscale and definitely very reminiscent of, I would say, fall in a place that's warmer. So like not a crisp pine Colorado shack fall, but like a warm, balmy fall with lots of sunshine. So I'm going to use this sea green Fizz Fairy glitter. Also, please just ignore my nails here. I was using the new Simply Nailogical nail colors for the black rainbow, and they are so good, but I've had them on for many days, so just ignore that. I'm gonna add a little of this to the bottom of each one of these. It has a really good lid on it, so I don't have to use a makeup brush. And then I'm going to make the wax melt itself kind of a gray black color, which I feel like just perfectly balances the fragrance. So I'm really pleased with this particular scent and this look. I don't know. I feel like the design for I feel like the label design is among my favorite ones for this one, so I have to treat her extra special. Okay, for our last little wax melt set, I'm going to be doing cinnamon chai. It smells so good. I'm using the cinnamon chai fragrance from Candle Science, and then I'm using some brown candle dye with a little bit of sparkle sunshine. It is so pretty. Y'all are gonna love seeing this up close. Let me zoom you in so that you can see when I pour this, like just how glimmery it is. Do you see all the sparkles? It's so beautiful. And all of that mica will dance whenever this wax gets hot again. So it won't look nearly as sparkly when it's sitting here cold, but when you put it in a wax warmer, it'll all start swirling around like it's doing right now for the camera. I didn't add any glitter to this, no botanicals. I feel like the fragrance can just stand on its own. This has been a very unique video. I don't typically do things like this, but I've really enjoyed it, and it has definitely scratched my itch for making wax melts. I just had such a clear vision, and it came together the way I wanted to see it, so I'm nothing but satisfied. It did take quite a bit of time, about 4 days in completion, for me to do all of this, because it is over 300 wax melts. I also feel like I have really mastered using this little funnel thing. I have had far less spills now than even in my first batch of the tea time treats. Those were a little rough. In the future, I really want to try doing more marbling techniques. I did try it with the Oxford Library ones, and it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I feel like I need 2 different colors of wax, or I need to dip the toothpick into the dye and swirl it around once the wax is already in the container. There's a couple of things to try. I'm not done yet. It hasn't beaten me yet. So this is what the whole collection looks like together. Here's the tea time treats. And of course we have the little swirly botanicals on the back. Then we have the English garden. We did so good with the green, you guys. Like, it matches the label perfectly. And then of course we have all those beautiful glitters inside. And then I've got the Oxford Library. So nice. Next time I would get more of a swirl for the black in this, but I'm not going to complain. Then we have the cinnamon chai, which has the gold in it. This is going to have a beautiful melt. And the black cardamom cream, which has that lovely pale green glitter. Oh, that one's so moody. And then of course, we cannot forget pumpkin spice. And pumpkin spice has all the cute little glitters that are so fall on the back. I am so thrilled to death. This is like the completion of a brainchild. I just wanted to do it so bad, and it came together so well. It makes me want to do full collections of like 6. I thought a Bridgerton and Regency inspired collection would be so easy to do and so beautiful for springtime. If you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know and we'll make some more melts together. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite wax melt was. You guys know I'm like a sweet treat girly, so I have to say my favorite one is the tea time treats. I know it was the first one I made, but it is my favorite because that fragrance is so delightful. Be sure to shop all of the different fragrances I used in today's video at Candle Science. This isn't sponsored by Candle Science, it's sponsored by Audible. Candle Science doesn't even know that I'm making this video, but I did happen to use all of their fragrances in the wax melt, so I will leave them linked down below, as well as a few of the other ingredients and materials that I used today in case you want to try making wax melts too. Have an absolutely royal day. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today, like burning a new candle or melting a new wax tart, maybe going out with some buddies and trying one of the new fall favorites at your local coffee shop. Just do something for you, and I will see you all in the next video. So until then, bye for now. Meow.